Krishna Krishna, Jai Krishna, Jai Sri Krishna, Jai. Prana Pyariya Rupa Ujariya Ati Sukumari Sri Radhe Mena Manohara Mahamodakara Sundara Bharatara Sri Krishna. Jai Radhe, Jai Radhe, Radhe, Jai Radhe, Jai Sri Radhe. Jai Krishna, Krishna, Jai Krishna, Jai Sri Krishna, Jai. Krishna, Jai Krishna, Krishna, Jai Krishna, Jai Sri Krishna, Jai. Jaya Radha, Radha, Jaya, Jaya Sri Radha, Jaya Krishna, Krishna, Jai Krishna, Jai Sri. Bolo Jaya, Jaya Radha, Jai Radha, Radha, Jai Radha, Jai Sri Radha. Krishna, Krishna, Jai Krishna, Jai Sri Krishna, Jai Radha, 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 Jai Radha, Jai Sri Radha, Jai Krishna, Krishna, Jai Krishna, Jai Sri Krishna. Prana Pyariya Rupa Ujari Ati Sukumari Sri Radhe Mena Manohara Mahamodakar Sundara Bharatara Sri Krishna. Jai Radhe, Jai Radhe, Radhe, Jai Radhe, Jai Sri Radhe. Jai Krishna, Krishna, Jai Krishna, Jai Sri Krishna, Jai. Sri Krishna, Jai Radhe, Jai Radhe, Radhe, Jai Radhe, Jai Sri Radhe, Bolo Jai Krishna, Krishna, Jai Krishna, Jai Sri Krishna, Bolo Jai Radhe, Jai Radhe, Jai Sri Radhe, Jai Krishna. योऽन्तः प्रवेश मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिल शक्तिधरः स्वधाम्ना अन्यां च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान्नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं। रजोजुषे जन्मनि सत्त्ववृत्तये Sthitau prajanam pralaye tamasprushe ajaya sarga sthiti nasha hetave त्रयीमयाय त्रिगुणात्मने नमः संगच्छध्वं संवदध्वं सम्मो वचांसि जानतां देवाभागं यथा पूर्वे संजानाना उपासते अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः गुरवे नमः गुरवे नमः. Good afternoon, dear friend. Welcome to Ayur Prana Ayurvedic Institute and this wonderful yogic center. It is such a great joy and honor to be with you. Ayurveda and yoga, they go together. These are the two sides of the same coin. Yogena chittasya padena vacha. By yoga, we bring cleansing, beautiful spiritual disorder, and we can get rid of all physical, psychological, emotional disorder. So yoga has a great therapeutic value. Yogena chittasya padena vacha. Pada means word, and there is a science of word called Sanskrit grammar. And if you learn Sanskrit grammar, your language will be perfect, your pronunciation will be absolutely correct, because in Sanskrit there is a science of pronunciation. English is a beautiful language, but there is no order of pronunciation. That's why we have different accents. Texas people talk differently, Californians speak differently, and even New York, they speak differently, because there is no standard order of pronunciation. Somebody say direction, somebody say direction, doesn't matter. There is nothing wrong in it. But there is a great discipline in grammar, padena vacha. Then Ayurveda is the third important cleansing. Ayurveda not only cleanses the physical body, but it does balance in the physical body, the mind and consciousness. So, in that sense, Ayurveda is a totally complete healing art. It is more than 5,000 years. And during those days, all great rishis, they developed their own yoga. Before Patanjali, there was Vashishta Yoga, Valmiki Yoga, Narada Yoga. Amazing. Then all these yoga were scattered in the India from Himalaya to Kanyakumari. Patanjali is such a great scholar, such a great scientist. He made science out of yoga, and he wrote Yoga Sutra, Patanjali Yoga Sutra. So it is a Patanjali who blended all different systems in wonderful Ashtanga Yoga. During those days, all those great rishis, they were great Ayurvedic scholars. Even Charak, Shushrut, Vagbhat, they were very well versed in Ayurvedic Sutra, and they know the Vedic Sutra as well as Yoga Sutra. Sutra means suture. Sutra means thread. From the tiny nozzle of the needle, we can pass a long thread. That thread is a thread of life. Before the needle, thread is outside the needle. That is the past. And our present is so short. Through the nozzle of the needle, when thread is passing, that is present. And the future is also vast. So the past, present and future, that is suture together, that is called sutra. And sutra is a small phrase because during those times there were no microfilming, there was no micro recording. So how they used to store such a vast knowledge? They used to store such a vast knowledge in a small 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inches sutra. And that sutra is the suture, sutra is the thread. It carries a great pregnant meaning of entire knowledge. Therefore, you will see Yoga Sutra is the same as Charak has Sutra Sthan, Chikitsa Sthan, Viman Sthan. Sthan means place. And in that, Charak talks a great deal about Sutra. Ayurveda looks at the human being that every individual is indivisible, undivided, complete, total expression of consciousness. Purushoyam loka sammitaha. Loka means universe. Sammit means collection. Samhita means collection. Loka samhita means the entire universal principles are collected together in every individual. That is why Charak says, Purushoyam loka sammitaha. They are using word Purusha with a different significant meaning. One meaning of Purusha means pure consciousness. Second meaning of Purusha means man, and Prakriti is the female. So Purusha, Prakriti, these are the two basic principles in the universe, male and female energy. And it is there. According to Ayurveda, Ayurveda is Sankhya Pradhan. Sankhyanam Kapilo Muni, and Sankhya Rishi says Purusha, Prakriti, Mahat, Ahankar, Sattva, Raja, Tamas. From Sattva the sensory world, and from the Tamas the objective world. And the bridge between subjective and objective is Raja. We all are familiar with Sattva, Raja, Tamas, both in yoga as well as in Ayurveda. So Sattva is clarity, Sattva is purity, Sattva is the pure observer. Rajas is the movement of observation, and Tamas is the object of observation. So Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, this quality indicates the observer, the observation, and the thing to be observed. This trinity is the unity of pure consciousness. Without this trinity, there is no knowledge. We think, oh, bad, Rajas is bad, Tamas is bad, be Sattva, Sattva, Sattva. No, it is not like that. We need Sattva. Mere Sattva cannot do anything. So Sattva needs Rajas. Rajas carries Sattva to the Tamas. Tamas is the object, the observer, the observation, and the object. So object is Tamas. The process of observation is Rajas, and pure observer is Sattva. So you are the observer, which is Sattva, and your attention is coming to my body, coming to my voice, coming to my appearance, because my body, my expression is an object of your perception. So observer, the Sattva, the attention which is coming from the observer to touch this body, and moment your attention touches this body, that is a meeting point of Sattva, Raja, Tamas, there you get knowledge. So in other words, knowledge is written on the white film of Tarpak Kapha with the black ink of Tamas, but the writer is observer. So Sattva, Raja, Tamas, these three qualities are our three basic universal gunas. And Ayurveda is a science of guna, the quality. Vimshati gunaha, 20 guna, the 10 pairs of opposite. All Ayurvedic students, they know by heart what are the 20 gunas. And these 10 pairs of opposite, they observe. Guru, heavy, opposite of Guru, Lagu, light. So these 10 pairs of opposite is the whole universal expression of Vata, Pitta, Kapha. Out of these 20 qualities, 7 goes to Vata, 7 goes to Pitta, and 7 goes to Kapha. One extra quality which is Avila, which is cloudy. So to make a complex, long story short, We all are individual, and every human being is an expression of universal consciousness. We have unique physics, we have unique psychology, we have unique physiology, and that uniqueness of individual is studied by Ayurveda. If you look at the yoga, yoga is a beautiful spiritual discipline, and in yoga it has a great therapeutic value. Yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahar, dharana, dhyan, and samadhi. Samadhi is the ultimate status where individual completely get absorbed into the pure universal consciousness. So Ayurveda, yoga, they are very profoundly ancient cistern discipline, and through that discipline we can re-establish wonderful communication between body, mind, and consciousness. Sattvam, Atma, Sharirancha, Trayam etat tridandavat. Sattva means mind, Atma means pure self, pure consciousness, and Sharira is the physical body. So, whenever Ayurveda look at the individual, Ayurveda look at the individual completely. What is the physical makeup, the physical constitution? What is the psychological makeup, the manas prakriti, psychological constitution? And then come to the self, the pure awareness, the pure consciousness. In Ayurveda, individual is indivisible. Individual is unique. And that unique expression of individuality is your prakriti, is your constitution. Prakriti tvam nivakshasi. Prakriti will make you to act in a certain way. Though there are parents are one couple, husband and wife, and they have 3 children, these 3 children are 3 individuality, 3 personality, 3 unique expression of consciousness. And to understand that uniqueness, Ayurveda is the foundation. So, during those days, if a person who knows only yoga, but he doesn't know Ayurveda, he is a half yogi. And the person who knows only Ayurveda, but doesn't know yoga, he is a half Vaidya. Vaidya means Ayurvedic physician is called Vaidya. And modern physician is called doctor. Doctor is one who knows the doctrine of healing. The word doctor comes from doctrine. Similarly, Vaidya, the word Vaidya comes from Veda. Vid means to know. Veda is knowledge. Who has a complete knowledge of healing the body and mind and consciousness is Vaidya. So Vaidya and doctor, they are pretty similar words in Ayurvedic medicine as well as in modern medicine. So when we look at the individual, we should understand the individual personality, the individual's behavior, and individual's response. In our day-to-day life, our life is a relationship. Relationship is intimacy. Relationship, togetherness. Relationship means communication. And if we look at our relationship is confused. There is no clarity. There is no communication. There is no compassion. Such a relationship is a prison. Such a relationship is a turmoil. And root cause of all diseases is unresolved emotions in our relationship. So if we look at our own life, there is outer relationship between husband and wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, brother, sister, all that relationship. But inner relationship, my relationship with my body, my relationship with my mind, and my relationship with my soul. That relationship must be absolutely clear and perceptive. Otherwise, my mind is telling to do one thing, my body is expecting another thing. Then we get confused. We don't know whom to listen. So, to bring that integration between the Prakriti, the physical Prakriti, the body, then psychological Prakriti, the Manas Prakriti, the mind, and then your Prakriti of pure consciousness, Purusha. Purusha evedagam sarvam yat bhutam yaccha bhavyam utamrutatva sheshanaha yadannenati rohati. This is a wonderful Purusha Sukta. Sahasrashirashaha Purushaha Sahasrakshaha Sahasrapada Sabhumim Vishwato Vritva Atyattishta Dashangulam. So word Purusha, if we look into the grammatical relationship of that word Purusha, Puraushete iti saha Purusha. Pura is city, like Pandharpur, Kanpur, Singapur, Nagpur. Pura means city. City is many houses come together to create city. So in this body there are many indriyas, Jnanendriya, Karmendriya, Atindriya. These are collection of indriya. Therefore this body is called Indriya Gram, the city of senses, the city of motor organ. Vak, Vani, Pada, Payu, Guda, Upastha. Vak is speech, Pani means hand, Pada means leg, Payuhu means genital organ, and Guda, the excretory organ. These are Karmendriyani. So Jnanendriyani, Karmendriyani and Atindriyani, Antahkaran, Mana, Buddhi, Chitta, Ahankar. These are inner equipment of experience. So our body is the city of sensory system, motor system, autonomous nervous system, sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. All these systems are packed together. And that which dwells in the city of senses, Puraushete iti saha Purusha. That is the real significant meaning of Purusha. So Purusha means consciousness. Your daily operating consciousness is Purusha. So we should never ever forget our pure self. The pure self is being, and being is vast, being is immense, being is immeasurable, and being is pure existence. But that being started becoming. And in that becoming, the universal being became the whole world, whole universe, whole galaxy, whole billions and trillions of galaxy. Then within that picture of galaxy, that being is existing in its own creation. So if you want to call the word God, God is universal being. And there is individual God, which is individual being. Being means sense of I am, I exist. Every bird, every tree, every flower, every insect has that innermost feeling of I am, I exist. That existential presence is being. Being is neither male nor female. Being has no religion. Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Buddhist, Catholic, Protestant, these are all man-made religion. They are cute, beautiful. But they created mess in this world. They divide the people. And because where there is a division, there is a conflict. Lot of conflicting things are happening in the field of religion. Etymologically, word religion means to open the doors of perception to all departments of life so that your life become whole. And such a whole life is holy, H-O-L-Y. So holy is your being. Your being is sacred. Remember, holy is not a creation of mankind. But holy is pure existential being. That being is called Satchidananda. Sat, Chid, Ananda. Sat means truth. And that is, your being is the divine truth that you have to discover in every walks of your life. Sat. Chid. Chid means awareness. And Ananda is bliss. So you are not born out of sin. You are born out of Satchidananda. You are born out of bliss. So the journey of Ayurveda, from the body to the mind, from the mind to the senses, from the senses to the Antakaran, and from Antakaran to the pure self. So, Atman eva Atmanaha tushtaha, Atman eva Atmanaha puja. So in the higher state, you become your own disciple. You become your own guru. You become your own guide. So that is called Swayambhu. Swayambhu means self-dependent. Through self-inquiry, self-investigation, and self-exploration. And how we can discover our true self. That is the journey of both Ayurveda and Yoga. Yoga and Ayurveda, they go together. And in Ayurvedic Institute and Ayur Prana, we have created one separate yoga called Ayur Yoga. Because generally there are so many yoga philosophies, so many yoga system, Iyengar's yoga, Deshikachari yoga, Krishnamachari yoga, Bikram yoga, all these are beautiful, they have their unique style. But yoga, in the true sense, is inner inquiry, inner discipline, inner exploration. And this is the inner journey where lower self meet with the higher self. So behind the belly button there is a space that is called Antahkarana. That is the space which is connected to the heart, and heart is the seat of me. Whenever you say me, your hand goes to the heart. You never touch to the ear and they say me, or me to the leg. No. Wherever me stays, me, aham, in the heart. So heart is the seat of me, seat of ahankar, seat of antakaran. And then within the brain there are ventricles of the brain, third ventricle, fourth ventricle, superior horn of the lateral ventricle, inferior horn of the lateral ventricle, and all these meet with the fourth ventricle and third ventricle. And third ventricle has a continuation with the central canal of the spinal cord. That space is called Chidakash. Chid means awareness, Akash means space. So in one of the Nigantu Samhita, and also in one of the great Yoga Chudamani, they said that Chidakash is present within the ventricles of brain. They never call that ventricle, but ventricle of the brain is an anatomical word. Neuroscience talks about that. But there is no significant importance to them about ventricles of the brain. Nobody has written what is going on in the ventricles of the brain. It is okay. It just secretes cerebrospinal fluid. That's it. No, no, no. Not only secretion of cerebrospinal fluid and caudate nucleus, ventricles of the brain are very important. That awareness, that space of awareness is present between the two neurons, the synaptic space. And within the synaptic space, there is Chidakash. And that Chidakash flows from the third ventricle, fourth ventricle, into the lateral horn, inferior horn, into the cerebrospinal fluid with, into the central canal of the spinal cord. And then that Chidakash is more active at the nerve ending. At the nerve ending, there is a special device which is very important called neuroreceptors. There are dose receptor, thermoreceptor, pressure receptor. So when I touch here, these receptors send the message. So there is also Chidakash. Between two cells, between two nerve ending, there is a space, and that space is very important for communication. So our whole body, the functional unit of the body is a cell. And according to Ayurveda and Sankhya's philosophy, every single cell is a center of awareness. And between 2, 3, 4 neighboring cells, there is a constant flow of communication. That flow of communication is prana. And every cell within RNA, DNA, they have ojas. And that ojas maintains cellular immune function. And every cell has a tejas. Tejas maintains cellular metabolic activity. So ojas, tejas, pran. Pran is the pure essence of vata dosha. Tejas is the pure essence of pitta dosha. And ojas is the essence of kapha dosha. So on structural level, on functional level, vata, pitta, kapha, these are the three organizations. They govern functional activity and they maintain our unique psychophysiology, which is prakriti. But at cellular level, ojas, tejas, pran, they maintain cellular life, cellular consciousness, cellular intelligence, and cellular communication. So this is a journey of consciousness into the physical body, into the matter. Our physical body is a material expression. And anything which is material is bound to decay. The old age, the disease, the decay, and the death. So no matter how we do, finally there is a death. But remember, Ayurveda says, like a Vedanta, that death happens to the ignorance. When person thinks that he is the only body, physical body, it is ignorance. And such a person who believes that he is born, he is grown, he is old, and he will die. Beyond this birth, growth, maturation, old age, and death, there is another part of life which is timeless, which is boundless, which is eternal. And that life is the life of immortality. Aham Brahmasmi, I am the Brahman. Shivoham, I am the Shiva. Shiva means holy, sacred. So that part of yoga, this is a yoga, this is supreme spiritual yoga, and this is also supreme spiritual Ayurveda, because yoga and Ayurveda, they meet at a higher level of Aham Brahmasmi, and they meet at the lower level, physical body, Manas Prakriti, Manas Vikruti, physical dosha Prakriti, dosha Vikruti. So in this wonderful dialogue, in this wonderful sharing, that both are profoundly spiritual, Ayurveda and Yoga. And Yoga and Ayurveda, they go concurrently and inherently together. They are wonderful discipline and they are helping each other. That is why Ayur Yoga is a wonderful discipline that yoga teacher, yoga student follow those kind of yogas which is suitable to Vata Prakriti and Vata Vikruti. That kind of yoga posture, asana, mudra are good to pacify Pitta, they do that. They do everything but they give more emphasis to that. And same thing for Kapha. So we can choose number of yoga posture, asana, pranayama, mudra according to our Prakriti, according to our Vikruti, the present altered status of the dosha. And then it will definitely bring harmony in the body, mind and consciousness. So ultimate harmony is samadhi. Sama means equal, balance. Dhi means buddhi. So your buddhi, your intellectual capacity doesn't have fluctuation. It becomes absolutely stable. Such a stability in the buddhi is samadhi. And samadhi is called sthita prajna. Sthita prajnasya ka bhasha samadhistasya keshava. What are the characteristics of sthita prajna? Sthitadihi kim prabhasita kimasita vrajeta kim. Oh Lord Krishna, Arjuna is requesting to Krishna, please tell me how that samadhi, how that sthita prajna behaves, how he walks, how he talks, this is amazing. And there Krishna explains to Arjuna, because Bhagavad Gita is a practical book of yoga and practical book of samadhi. But unfortunately, people they think, oh, you are teaching yoga and you are learning Bhagavad Gita. It's wrong. It's not wrong. Because it is the postgraduate study of yoga. We are now in graduate level, undergraduate, then go to the postgraduate, like ASP3 program, postgraduate. There you go into the deeper and deeper. And then yoga discipline and Ayurvedic discipline merge together. Ayurveda heal the people with Panchakarma, detox program, rejuvenation program. Ayurveda use a Deepana, Pachana, kindling, Agni, burning arm. Plus Ayurveda give decoction, concoction, Gutika, Vatika, tablet, powder, herbal tea, medicated ginger, like tincture, medicated ghee, medicated oil. All these are the various methodology of healing. These are explained in Dravya Guna Rasa Shastra. But that part is very profound. But healing through herbs needs side by side proper diet, proper lifestyle, proper pranayama, proper mudra and yogasana. I'm glad that when Swami Vivekananda came to America over 100 years ago, and he established some centers, and there people learn about Vedanta, people learn about yoga. So yoga in Western world is more than 100 years old. But in India, yoga is very old, more than 5,000 years. And they are doing silently. My father was doing his yoga silently, I don't know. My guru was doing his yoga silently, I don't know. But when I meet my guru Hambir Baba, then I learn, oh, I have to do this way, I have to. This is amazing, superfine tuning of yogic discipline and Ayurvedic discipline. They go together. So in this journey, spiritual journey, we have to follow proper discipline. And word discipline means to learn. And one who is learning is disciple. So we all are the disciple of yoga, disciple of Ayurveda, or we are the disciple of life. Your life is your teacher. Your life is your guru. Your life is your truth. And we have to discover that truth in our daily living, in our daily relationship with one another. And in order to do that, we should understand both Ayurveda and yoga. I'm glad Ayurvedic Institute was doing that work since over than 3 decades in Albuquerque. That was our headquarters. In our wonderful journey, like Ganga meets with Yamuna, so same thing happened with Ayurvedic Institute and Ayurprana meet together. They have the same goal, they have the same motto, they have the same discipline, and they have the same inner structure, so that we will definitely bring that discipline here in Ashwell. This is whenever I came to the Ashwell long ago, maybe 20 years, 30 years ago, I came here and Vishnu Das was here. He invited me and I was traveling there looking. I used to travel from East Coast to West Coast just to teach basic principles of Ayurveda, do seminar and start teaching the people. So we need wonderful people like you who are dedicated, devoted to the Ayurveda. Those who learn yoga, Ayurveda, and we can create a wonderful healing temple of Ayurveda and yoga here. This is a very sacred place, very divine place, and in this place we can definitely create a wonderful spiritual and Ayurvedic healing center, spiritual, Ayurvedic and yoga healing center, because every yoga posture has a unique psychophysiology. Every yoga posture has a unique neurochemical changes. So every yoga posture has a definite neuropsychiatry. If you sit in a lotus pose, you become lotus. In that lotus pose, when you sit at least for half an hour, lotus is born out of mud, but lotus is far away from the mud. And no water can stay on the lotus petal. If you pour water, it will go away. Means lotus pose bring you to detachment, no attachment. Then you can withdraw your mind from worldly affair into the inner glory of bliss, inner glory of peace, inner glory of discipline. So lotus pose is very important to bring simplicity, purity, clarity and divinity. There is a great deal of beauty. So in lotus pose you get that quality. If you do cobra pose, and if you lie like a cobra and looking up, really cobra body is very flexible. And when cobra raised and he opened the hood, so that hood is symbolically your temporal lobes, your parietal eminence, and then cobra opened the tongue, and on the top of the cobra there is a pearls of wisdom. So cobra pose will awaken your Kundalini Shakti, and it will challenge and it will travel the Kundalini Shakti from Muladhara to Sahasrara. Plus cobra pose is a good exercise for vertebrae, for interspinal nerve, and absolutely all these visceral organs, they will have functional integration. If you sit in a camel pose, you will get the benefit of a camel. Camel has a strong back. So all these names during ancient time, these are the names of the animal, trees, birds, plow pose, camel pose, cobra pose, cow pose. And those good quality of those animal, we can welcome them. And the benefit of this by doing cobra pose, camel pose, cat pose, bridge pose, amazing. You become strong and sturdy like a bridge. And your body in a palm tree pose, when you stand and your hands are up, the heaven and earth meet together. Your body become a bridge between heaven and the earth. So that's the glory of yoga. And yoga you can do even at the age of 110. You cannot do weightlifting at that age. Finish. You cannot do jogging, jumping, trampling. No. You can jog to some. Now if I decide to run, I can't. So yoga can be done from the age 5 to 105. And that's the wonderful discipline. And yoga has a great therapeutic value. Yoga has a good psychological discipline. And yoga can create unique change in the neurochemistry. That's why Ayurveda and yoga, they go together. So in a nutshell, I share with you pranayama, which is not so popular in the Western world, because here yoga means only physical posture. Now some people, they are learning pranayama. Yama, niyama, asana. These three are practiced. After asana comes pranayama, yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, dharana, dhyan, samadhi. These are still far away. But we can definitely bring as a wonderful discipline so that you will learn the art of meditation, the art of pranayama. Pranayamena sakala vyadhi haranam. Means through pranayama you can cure any disease. Basrika, Kapala, Bhati, Anulom, Vilom, Ujjayi, Agnisar, Udgit, all these different Shitale, Shitkari pranayama, Murcha pranayama, they are so beautiful. And just by doing pranayama, you can strengthen your nervous system, you can strengthen your respiratory system, GI tract system, because in the true sense, Ayurveda and yoga are functional medicine. They are pretty similar to the functional medicine. And if we maintain the function of the colon, function of the lungs, function of the skeletal-muscular system through yoga and through Ayurveda, definitely we will heal ourselves. So if you have any question, we can lead our dialogue according to that question.
Yoga, Ayurveda, anyone?
Anything. Okay. Vedanta.
So if there is no question, I will create a question. Sorry. There is a Prashna Upanishad. Prashna means question. Prashna means doubt. And Prashna means inquiry. So if we go on watching ourselves, both inwardly and outwardly, I'm looking at you. So my one arrow of attention goes to you, to look at your facial expression, listen to your word, listen to your gesture, posture. So this is our present learning is unilateral. We just go out. We never see in. So there is one important Prashna Upanishad. Kena prushyati, who is watching? Kena drishyasi, who is listening? Who is walking? Who is talking? Who is observing? So when you observe, when you listen with one arrow outside to the outer world, at the same time second arrow should go to the heart, to watch the watcher, to listen the listener, to observe the observer. Amazing. And to learn about the learner. So inner discipline, inner watching, inner inquiring go together. And that's very profound. You will never have conflict with anyone. Conflict happen because our perception is unilateral. We just go outward. We never go inward. So inner life, inner inquiry, inner investigation and inner exploration is possible in every walk of life when we practice double-arrowed attention. One arrow goes out to listen or to observe. At the same time, second arrow goes to the heart to watch the watcher. While watching the watched, watch the watcher. To watch the watcher means to observe the observer and to be completely aware of the inner life and outer life together. Then you will learn that we have developed habit of judgment, habit of conclusion, habit of evaluation. Why we are judging people so quickly? Because we are insecure. We are totally insecure in our heart, and we are seeking security in judgment. To some extent, there is a security in judgment, no doubt. You judge the person, he's a nut, he's a weird guy, therefore don't go with him. No, not like that. Who made him bad? You say his behavior. Of course, his behavior, but also behind that behavior, there is a watcher of the behavior, and watcher of the behavior is immediately coming to the conclusion. And that's why every conclusion becomes confusion. They go together. That is why by learning Ayurveda and yoga, my whole life become prakshalan, means washing, constantly watching, listening, doing. No one is perfect. Even I am not perfect. Only God is perfect. Only awareness is perfect. Only Purusha is perfect. So there is no one is perfect. We all are here to learn about Shabda Sparsha Rupa Rasa Gandha, to learn about Sattva Raja Tamas, to learn about Mana Buddhi Chitta Ahankar, and to learn about the self. So self-inquiry, self-investigation, and self-exploration is possible in our daily living in this observation, outer and inner, together. No one to judge, even don't judge yourself. Then, because in judgment we stop learning. When you judge the person, you stop learning. You just draw conclusion, no, he's a nut, I don't want to listen to him. That is the very sad part of it. And as Ayurveda says, that no person is useless. Every person is useful. Every person is fruitful. And every person has a right action. So, this world is full of division, linguistic division, economic division, racial division, and division among the religion. This division is creating chaos in this world. There is a nationalistic division. I am an Indian, you are Pakistan. I am an American, you are Russian. This is all nationalistic division, and this division is creating conflict and war. War is going on. So really, war is in us. In our daily perception, I become the observer, you become the object. And based upon my observation, I judge you. This is a very subtle war. But that war is going on. There is a war in us. Therefore, there is a war outside. This war is separation, division, and conflict. They go together. People talk about world peace. It is just romantic idea. When I am at peace, the whole world is at peace. If I am in turmoil, then the whole world is turmoil. Because I am the world and world is me. We are the world and world is us. So this is very profound discipline that came from Ayurveda and yoga. So if there is no question, so thank you, my dear friend, for your love, your blessing, and thank you for listening to the blah blah that speaker was doing. If it has no meaning, drop it. Just be happy, enter, look at the beautiful trees and flowers and birds, and namaste. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanam Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Devi Sureshwari Bhagavati Gange Tribhuvana Tarini Taralatarange Shankara Mauli Viharini Vimale Mammatirastam Tava Padakamale Bhagirathi Sukhadaini Mata Tava Jala Mahima Nigame Khyata Naham Jane Tava Mahimanam Trahi Kripamai Mama Agyanam.
Because the gopis carry the banner of love, I follow them. Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai. Shama Gori Nitya Kishori Pritama Jori Sri Ram.